Hello MECCA Beauty Junkies, it's Sally from MECCA Cosmetica. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do a really nice photographic kind of cheek. It's quite a blinging cheek. I like to call it a formal cheek because often I do it on formal girls that were really wanting a really beautiful kind of like bombshell makeup. So I'll be doing that for you today. It's really simple, it's a few steps, and let's get started. Okay, so the first step I'm going to do is put on a liquid illuminator. This one is the Super Orgasm Illuminator. It actually works really nicely by itself, but I'm going to layer it with some powders on top. If you are a darker skin tone, you can actually mix it with your foundation as well, so it is a bit of a multitasker, and it has a really beautiful gold fleck to it, so you'll have a look at that in a second. So I'm going to be putting it on the back of my hand. It's about that much, not a lot for me. And I'm going to be grabbing my Hourglass Summer 2 brush, another favourite. And I'm not going to actually be putting a lot of this on because normally I do this on a tan skin, and as I'm pale, I'm going to have to tone it back a little bit. So we'll see how it goes. So you just get a very small amount. You can kind of see the fleck in it there. And I'm going to just buff that on the high point of my cheek. You can see that it does give it that kind of reflect quite quickly, but you also get that really beautiful peachy pink colour as well. And even that by itself, you could do that if you wanted to, but that's my first step. Okay, so my next step is to use the original OG Orgasm blush. And this is actually the jumbo size that NARS has just brought out. I love the little overlay that it has. It's their whole kind of season at the moment, and it's really beautiful, really beachy. And so I'm going to just take that off. And you can see that you've got your classic Orgasm colour. It's pink, peach and gold, which means it suits pretty much every skin tone, and it also will work if you wear a peach lip or a pink lip with it. It doesn't really clash at all. So I'm going to be getting a brush. I've got the Surratt cheek brush here, which is one of the softest brushes you'll ever touch in your life. It's actually made in Japan, in one little town in Japan, and all the people there just make brushes, so it's squirrel hair. I'm going to be using that in the blush just really lightly. Picks up quite a lot of product, so you do have to just tap off any excess. I'm going to buff that on top of what I've done as well. Once again, toning it down a little bit because I'm pale. But I actually like to take a bit of this one through the eye as well. Temples, tip of the nose, the other cheek. Really make sure that there are no kind of stopping and starting with it. So you want like a haze of colour as opposed to just, you know, cheek, highlighter, eye. So I'm trying to kind of blend them all in together. But the more I buff it, the more shiny it gets as well. So that's a nice little technique to do. And that is your second step. And of course, a cheek isn't complete without a highlight, so I'm going to be using one that I've only recently discovered, even though it's been around for a while. It's the NARS Highlighting Blush in Reckless. It's a really amazing kind of like almost pinky, silvery, glittery powder, and I'm going to be buffing that just on the high points of the face, and it will help to kind of diffuse the cheek. So, I'm using my blush brush again. I just kind of took off any excess on a tissue, and I like to pinch it to make it a little bit more direct. And in a C shape around the eye, and kind of buff it onto the apple of the cheek as well. So really try and keep it specific to the cheek. If you want to, you can do it on the bridge of the nose as well. Cupid's bow. But that just gives it another kind of colour to it. That's it. And my final step for my cheek look is to use a bronzer to kind of warm everything up. I'm going to be using the Hourglass Ambient bronzer in Radiant Bronze Light. This is a beautiful, handmade, kind of baked bronzer that gives you this amazing kind of luminous effect and photographs amazingly well, even though in the pan it looks quite glittery. So I'm going to be using the MECCA Signature Line blush brush to put that on with. And I'll, of course, use it around the temples, so where the sun would hit naturally. And this will help to frame the face a little bit as well, and then under the cheekbones and into the hairline. Don't forget to take it back to the ear. No floating ears, please. So be a little easy on the jawline. It can look a little bit obvious if you're pale, but then I like to take it down to the neck as well. So I like to do the chest, and it kind of gives you that really nice continuation of colour. So there you have it, Beauty Junkies. I hope you've enjoyed my photographic cheek look. Once again, use anything that you've got at home. I've put on my Dragon Girl lipstick with it, but you can do a really nice bronze eye and a nude lip. So hopefully we'll see you back here soon, and looking forward to it. Bye.